Hello, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. My name's Tiffany, and this is Pixie Dust Healing. And I've actually decided to kind of switch a little bit of the direction and what my original intention with this channel was. I originally started with the intention of it being solely for business, which it still may at some point end up being for that. It may not. I don't know. Whatever is divine and the right thing will happen, and I'm trusting that. However, I'm going to shift a little bit into a vlog of my own personal healing because I've had a lot of humble moments since I started this journey of starting my own business and what that looks like and my own healing. And I've really been humbled pretty generously. And actually, that's what I want to talk about today. How I've been on my healing journey for quite some time now. I really pinpoint it to about 6 years, maybe 6.5 at this point. But what I have recently realized is I had a line. I had a line that I would hit and not go past and not go under. So I'd work on all this stuff up here, and I have come a long way. Like, I do have to give myself credit for what I've done because I am a very, very different person than I used to be. And I really have come a long way. But I hit a point where I realized that I wasn't being honest with myself. And this was a safety mechanism of really, and it was for my safety, and it was really actually control. It might come down to control more, but I was trying to keep myself safe. So what I was doing, I was starting this business, and I very much felt like I'm called to be a healer, a spiritual guide, a coach, a mystic. Like, I definitely resonate with all of these. I'm passionate about healing. I'm passionate about psychic development, communicating with spirit, spiritual growth. These are my passions. These are what I'm obsessed with, what I love. And so I really felt like this is an authentic calling for me, which I think in a way it was. It's just that I didn't realize that I had really deep victimization. On one hand, I knew I had victim mindset and I knew I was working with that. But this victimization that I have was so deep and so intense. And I have just, okay, so this is the wound right here. And these limiting beliefs. Okay, I have my victimization right here. And with all of these lies and limiting beliefs about what's true, what's possible for me, what life is about, I decided to create this business because it's the only way that my mind could see and solve the problem to get around all of these limiting beliefs. So I wasn't actually tackling the limiting beliefs. I was saying, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to do this and it's going to look like this. And this is the only way I can see how I can actually make money, not burn myself out, A, B, C, D. It was my solution to this problem. And I thought it was empowering. However, I didn't realize I was saying it has to be like this. It has to look like this. This is how it has to go. Because if it doesn't, then I have this whole set of problem right here. And this is my solution to that problem. So I've redove into my shadow work, inner child work, and this is how I found this. I found this, that I was building it on top as a solution to my wound. And Spirit told me I have to let it go. I have to let the business go. The attachment to the business, what it has to look like, I had to let that go. And that it caused a lot of emotions in me, and I didn't want to let it go, but Spirit was guiding me to let it go, because once I let it go and been like, okay, fine, this isn't the solution. This isn't the solution to my life. Okay. And if this isn't my solution, then I fell apart. I fell apart because then I had to look at my wound. I had to look at all these limiting beliefs about money, about me, about my confidence, about who I am, about what's possible in life. And all of those, if I let the business go, then those are triggered, and those got triggered. And I'm still working through those triggers. And this is part of what I want to do. I want to vlog about my process, about these triggers, about me working through them and healing from them, because this is deep in me. It's so deep. And the thing that I don't hear a lot of people talk about when it comes to victimization, well, there's two things. One, there's kind of more a narcissistic person who always plays the victim and plays like they're the victim. But that's not what I'm talking about with victimization. I'm talking about a real deep wound with limiting beliefs. It's from a lot of trauma. It really is. It's caused from a lot of trauma and different types of trauma. I won't get into all that today. But it is at its core an emotional wound. At its core, it is an emotional wound. So victimization at its core is an emotional wound. And you've got the emotional charge, okay? The emotional charge with that wound. You've got all the thoughts, which we're not really conscious of. They're so deep and so behind the scenes, like it takes working on that conscious awareness to even realize what they are. But they're so deep and so embedded and so ingrained. But those thoughts are connected to the emotional charge, okay? To the energy. We've got the energy of the emotional charge. We've got the thoughts. And you think those thoughts enough, and they become the limiting beliefs. And so we've got the limiting beliefs that hold it all in, and the attachment to the limiting beliefs. There is the attachment to the limiting beliefs, and the identification, not just attachment, but identifying with these limiting beliefs. And it's because whatever trauma, it could be big, it could be small, it can be a combination. But these traumas, what makes them traumas is the way our bodies and minds react to them, and the assumptions and the beliefs we take on about ourselves, about what is possible, about what is about life, about what life is. And so I'm now diving on this deep journey to really heal this, to really heal the victimization inside of me. Because while I can go for the business, I still wasn't going to be successful because I have this wound. And these beliefs are ultimately creating my reality, what I am believing. And so trying to create a life to cover up the wound in resolution to the wound is not healing. It's not growth. It creates more of a shadow, and it creates fragments inside of ourselves. And it's really is control. Me trying to control my life and control how it has to go. And really I'm blocking myself in this attitude, because if I'm not open to other things and other ways and Spirit's guidance, I'm not ever going to get anywhere. And I realized I thought I was closer to my manifestations than I was, but I was lying to myself because I was lying to myself because I didn't want to face this wound. I didn't want to face these thoughts. I didn't want to face these emotions. And I didn't want to face the limiting beliefs. And that's how I was keeping myself safe, as keeping myself from not having to face that and not having to deal with that. But I know for me, I'm not going to create the life I truly desire unless I'm able to surrender and be open and willing for Spirit's guidance in what this looks like and what it doesn't look like. So I'm going to vlog about my journey of the shadow work and the inner child work and what that looks like. So thanks for being here. And yeah, for those of you that have subscribed, I'm really small. This is new, but I so appreciate you. And I so appreciate that you're here. And thanks for listening. Bye.